Onward into the Bong-Rippington house, another puzzle we must solve. Cards emblazoned on the walls of the room, the letter E somehow involved. The situation reminds Quinch of the time he and I drank the finest wine, gambling, carousing with dancers divine in Viva Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. With key restored, we barely need to try. All is going well in Dice and Desire.
So you put the key in the door, give it a little turn, you hear a click. You lean into the door, and it opens into a new room. Room 3. This one is similarly shaped to the one you've just left. However, it's more basic. The decor, gone is the gaudy decor. You're now faced with something a little bit more familiar, a little bit more fantasy-based. Wooden walls replace the awful art and wallpaper. Again, it's about 40 to 50 foot in terms of its diameter, in terms of its area. And it now sort of opens off to your left rather than being oblong in front of you. It opens to your left towards the west. This appears to be an armory of sorts, as the walls are adorned with various weapons and shields. Again, this room has a table, and in the southwest corner, another grandfather clock faces you. And that is all I have to say right now.
Right, I'm gonna head over here and have a look at these big axes.
Yeah, I'm gonna step into the room, and as I step into the room, I say, "If sorcery or witchcraft lay reposing in my way, my old avails me grasp of their intent. No incantation, invocation, relic of the Fae conceal for me the school of its intent." And I will cast detect magic.
So what for? You said
Within
the presence of
30
magic.
feet. Yeah.
Okie dokie. Okie dokie. So as you're in the room, you notice the magic coming from Greg.
Yep.
And and that's it.
Would Vin not have a magic?
Oh yeah, I guess Vin yeah, because he's a familiar, isn't he? So he's technically by magic. So yeah,
dab off as well to an extent, I suppose.
Yeah, so you sense. Okay, yeah. So you sense the magic coming off of the
things
the
you know to be
you.
magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I carry a look at his axes, please?
Yeah. So the axes. Just various axes. Hand axes, great axes. Different sizes, different shapes. There's nothing particularly. Some are slightly more artistic than others. Some are a bit more chipped than others. They look a variety of conditions, all in good working order, but not necessarily in the same. Some of them are more pristine than others. So that's all the axes.
Someone want to check the table?
Yeah, I'll check the table.
Okay. You go over to the table, and this time there is a note on the table. However, there is no key.
Well,
okay.
Can I check the time on the clock, please?
Okie dokie. You see that the clock in this room, the hour hand is just before 12, as is the minute hand.
Right.
And the little window, is showing a night with a moon.
Okay.
So, to give you an idea of time, it's 11:57 on the clock.
Right. Okay.
7. All right. I'll read out the note then. I'll read out to the room.
Okie dokie. What languages do you speak?
Oh, interesting. Languages: Common, Gnomish, and Thieves' Cant.
Thieves' Cant. Interesting. This is in common. Nothing like a soft sell. So beautiful and cold, so young and yet so old, alive but always dead, still hungry when I'm fed. Will live if it is bled, but not if you cut its head.
Flowers. No.
Say it again.
Flower? No.
So beautiful and cold, so young and yet so old, alive but always dead, still hungry when I'm fed. Will live if it is bled, not if you cut its head.
A radiator.
Is it like a vampire or something?
See, I was thinking fire, but
What weapons are around the room?
So you see there's some axes.
Yeah.
There are some swords off to the east along the wall. And then to the north wall, you have a few sets of crossbows and handbows, and then some daggers. And then on the west wall are a couple of shields.
What can you describe the shields?
They're both pretty much the same. They are. I wouldn't know what the style of shield is, but it's the triangular shield rather than sort of like a round one.
Is
It's
it
sort
kite
of,
shield?
It's got the sort of
Kite
like,
shield, yeah.
is that what they're called?
so, yeah.
Kite shield.
Crestonian, yeah.
And they are both red.
Okay, so I'm assuming that it's referencing a type of monster that can only be killed with something specific.
Could you remind me what the riddle was? I forgot already.
Yes, Quinch. So beautiful and cold, so young and yet so old, alive but always dead, still hungry when I'm fed. Will live if it is bled, not if you cut its head.
Something to do with a plant.
That's what I thought, but
what about wood? Like a tree or something.
is this door locked, Commando?
Oh, almost. Yeah, I'll go try the door. I don't know if it's significant or not, but there seems to be a green smudge by the door.
Yeah, I will say ignore that. I don't know what happened. I noticed that yesterday. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
That's clearly when I've made this map, that green's somehow appeared there. So do ignore that. That is an accident.
I'm assuming I'm sticking with my idea of before that it's a type of monster. I said a vampire, but none of these items are specifically what you'd kill a vampire with. If there was like a steak or something.
Okay.
What type of steak?
So
not a fillet.
No
I mean, you got crossbows over here.
Yeah. So the crossbows are they loaded with anything?
no.
Yeah, the something about them being fed, that to me implies something like a crossbow.
Has anyone looked under the table yet?
No.
Would you like to?
Dabov or sorry, Commando or Predator, whatever your name is, or Vin.
I'll try the door first, get that out of the way, and then I'll check under the table.
Yes.
Okie dokie. Can you roll me an investigation check? Actually, perception.
So I've rolled a 13. Perception is +1. 14.
14. The door, again, looks like a fairly plain door. But the thing you notice about the door, there's no door handle. Nor is there what would be considered to be a lock.
Okay.
But there is a small slit.
Do I know roughly what sort of size that slit is?
It is. I'm going to hold up my fingers to the camera. It's about yay yay big.
So like an eye kind of size.
Or like, yeah, don't get any ideas.
I was just trying to think what sort of weapon would fit.
So
in it.
it's about a couple of
Dagger
inches.
Is
blade
it-
width.
Yeah, that's what I was
Big
thinking.
enough.
Okay, so that kind of rules out the axe, really, doesn't it? The axes.
I mean, the sword seems the logical choice.
Yeah, what's the difference between the swords? Sorry, there's the cross swords on the east, and then something.
Daggers.
Are they daggers?
Daggers to the north. Yeah.
They're in the north. They're daggers. On the east, they're all swords.
And then it's crossbows northwest, isn't it?
Mm.
Is there anything to the southeast, or is that just an empty corner of the room?
Empty
Okay.
wall. Yeah.
I'll investigate under the table then. I'll have a crawl around under there.
Okay.
Why not?
Investigation.
Investigation. That is a 10.
You find nothing.
Nice. I'll come out and dust myself off and say I found nothing, but I did find the slit in the door.
So the
He
shields
says
are
as he
red.
comes out from under the table.
Yep, Quinch. The shields are red.
Were the swords any colours?
No, the swords are. A couple of them look pretty, but otherwise they're just functional swords. Maybe a couple of cutlasses in there.
Sorry, my earlier question: the crossbows, are they loaded with anything?
No.
Did you answer that already?
Is there any
Yes.
signs of ammo around, or are they just empty crossbows? Like, none in the room at all?
Nothing obvious. No.
Krill, when you were in the boardroom earlier, was there another door in there?
Let me just zoom out on my map and check. Yes, there was.
And did you check to see if the door's open?
I'll be back in a minute. Quickly scurry back through the house. Hi, bum. Are you waiting in this first room still?
Yeah, I mean, I got you in, but I'm just sort of.
Right, don't
Waiting.
care. It was a joke.
Wow.
And then I just check this door.
Krill slips on the streak of cum.
Okay, we're going all the way back to the second room.
On his own, brave.
Excellent. Excellent. Don't split the party unless you're doing a heist. Okie dokie. So, Krill, you open up the room into what appears to be a kitchen. The kitchen is actually, although at this part of the house is quite gaudy and not nicely decorated, the kitchen is actually quite subtle. It's very simple as well. There's very little in the way of cooking implements. However, it is fully stocked if you wish to look for food. The food all appears to be ready-to-eat snacks, such as jerky, cheese, bread, and what appears to be thin slices of crisped potatoes. There is copious amounts of mead around the room.
Right, I run back to the party.
Just with like a slice of ham in his mouth.
I don't eat ham. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah.
Although you didn't say as such, I assume that you took keys with you to be able to get in and out of the various doors.
Are they like automatically closing?
Well, if you close, I think you closed at least one
Yeah,
of
I
them.
did the key thing, like you said. Just confirming what I saw earlier, which I definitely checked. It's a kitchen. There's food. I didn't check much beyond that.
Okay, thank you. And what number was on the clock in this room?
It was 11:57 was the time in this room. At night, presumably, based on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to investigate. I'm going to work my way around. I'm going to start with the daggers in the northeast because I don't think it'll be the crossbows, based on the size and shape of the slot that I saw. So I'm going to see if I can see anything on the daggers.
You look at the daggers; they're all pretty much similar sizes and shapes, although slightly different handles. You've got a bone handle, a wooden handle, and there's three in particular, and a I don't know, a marble handle. I don't think that's a thing, but They're just daggers. Like I say, fairly similar shape. The dagger part of themselves, the knife part of it is the blade. That's the word I'm looking for. Pretty simple.
So you said bone, wood, and marble handles. Are they in any particular shape?
What, the handles?
Is there any like engravings or anything on the end of them?
No, they're just all pretty. Other than the composition of the handle, they're pretty much just fairly straightforward.
Okay. I'll move on to the swords then and do the same. See if I can notice any difference or anything unique about any of them.
No, these all just seem to be different swords from different battles. They're slightly the handles are all slightly different. Unlike the daggers, these are all pretty much the same sort of. I don't know what the normal. Some metal, some wooden. I don't know what the normal handle for a sword would be.
What's the size of the blade?
On the swords?
Yeah.
They vary in size. Some of them are quite thin blades. Some of them are quite thick.
2 inches?
There's a great sword. But yeah, they vary from sort of maybe an inch through to quite big, chunky, great swords.
Does it look like the daggers would fit in that slot? I'm leaning towards the daggers.
Can you roll me an insight check?
Is insight. That is 15.
They certainly seem to be about the right size.
Okay. I'll sort of communicate with the group and just sort of say, well, it looks like the daggers would fit. We've got a bone, wood, and marble handle. Do we think any of those could possibly relate to the riddle?
I would suggest probably not the marble one, because I'm getting the feeling that the marble one was, perhaps made up as a kind of last minute addition.
Yeah, I got that impression as well, weirdly. I almost didn't write it down, but then I
would have
did.
said the wood.
Yes, if it's to do with vampires, then it could be a stake, but I don't know how certain we were about the
Can I
vampire
hear the
thing.
riddle again? Or can I read the riddle again, I suppose? In character?
So beautiful and cold, so young and yet so old, alive but always dead, still hungry when I am fed, will live if it is bled, but not if you cut its head.
It does sound like a vampire, doesn't it?
Oh, it does sound like bone.
Yes. Wood.
I'd say wood,
Bone.
wood for steak, innit?
See, I think of bone because, it's alive, but it's dead. It's like, if a person's alive, it's dead inside you.
Doesn't have a head, and is it? Do you find bones beautiful?
Can be.
I'm
This one is.
I'm leaning towards the wood.
Unzip my trousers.
How about this, Greg? You try and put the bone one in the door and see what happens. We'll wait and try the wood when you die.
I'm confident enough with the wood that I'm willing to give it a go. Oh yeah, that's out of context.
So I'll let you go ahead.
The wood or the bone. Neither particularly work.
What I could suggest to the group is big guy, one of the big guys, whoever, flip this table on its side. We'll use it as a shield. Everyone behind it, and I'll mage hand the wood.
Or we could use the shields as shields.
Ah, yeah, two shields for 5 people. That'll work. We can always use the barbarians as shields, as their role kind of dictates.
I like the table. I like the table idea.
We've already smashed up the window. Might as well smash up this room.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask the 2 big guys to turn the table on its side. We'll cower behind it, and I'll mage hand the wooden dagger into the slot.
Yeah. Krill just gets behind it and just does a alley-oop, just hands up. Whoop.
I'd like to point out it's being flipped so that it's being used as a shield, not just... We're not going to be like trying to hide sideways behind it or anything. There is a degree of rotation in this as well.
That's fine. So yeah, from this end, do I need to do like a strength check or?
No, it's a fair. Yeah, why not?
It's IKEA, isn't it? It's
exciting.
pretty easy. Just
Yeah, it's a chunky door, chunky table,
yeah,
but
critical miss. So, but like you said, it just happens. So
the door completely destroys itself. The table even. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's you managed to. The group of you, especially with the 2 barbarians, I'm sure that Quinch would get involved. Managed to put the table on its side.
Quinch getting involved? That does not sound something like Quinch would do.
No, probably not. Okay, so you do that, and then what are you doing?
I'm going to mage hand the wooden dagger into the slot and see what happens, or listen out for what happens.
Okay, so this is brilliant. Someone's drawing a very good table.
Someone needs to screenshot that.
The mage hand floats over to the... Which one are you doing? The wood?
Yeah, the wood dagger. Okay. I'm going to go with the stake idea.
Okay. So,
can I just point out that it's great that we've
dagger.
broken into this house and we know that there's so many puzzles and potential traps that we've decided that we're going to have to hide behind a table to open a door.
Yeah, I'm confused why this one needed a table, to be honest, but there you go.
Well, the other ones didn't.
We were quite confident on the other ones. This one I'm not so sure about.
So you, mage hand floats over, picks up the wooden, the wood-handled dagger, floats around to the door where the handle would be, essentially, and puts the dagger into the slit, and it fits very perfectly.
Any sign of like a unlocking mechanism, the sound of it or anything?
No, it's gone in. Do you want to turn?
Yeah, I'll turn with the mage hand.
Okay. It turns, and the dagger moves about 75 degrees and stops.
Can I push the door? Does the door seem to move?
No, you hear no clicking. The door does not move.
Can I repeat with the bone dagger before reconsidering our options?
So you spin back to the original position, pull the dagger out, go and take it. Mage hand picks up the bone dagger, goes into the slit, turns it, 75 degrees. Yeah, certainly that's right, isn't it?
Does that have anything to do with the times?
Hang on, am I getting the right? Hang on. 180. That's 90.
It's almost a right angle.
It's gone past a right angle, sorry, so that I'll get the wrong thing. So that would be
8 o'clock.
125. Is that right? No, what's basically
almost a 180?
Right,
is that enough?
Almost a 180, but not quite
on
a
a
180.
clock face, what would it be at?
Like half 4.
Yeah, we're looking at like 125-ish.
There we go, 125. Brilliant.
So half. Okay, so half 4. So what are clock times we're working with? I'm so out of character. Like Quill's like.
Anyway, it goes round that. It goes basically just as far as the other one, so it goes almost the whole way round, but not quite the whole way round. Again, no click.
Okay, so I'm guessing it's neither of those two then, because they both did the same thing. I'm out of ideas.
I think it's what we do with it in the lock. Like, does it have the potential to twist the other way?
No.
But if they're both doing the same thing, I don't think... Like, if it was something to do with the time...
Like a safe thing, like cracking a safe, it would be like turn it this way, turn it that way.
Oh.
Okay. Can I try...
Oh no, it's alright. No worries.
Can I try turning it to what I would perceive to be 1 o'clock, then 6:30, and then 11:57?
You
like go
that,
one
yeah.
way, then
Are we doing it with the wooden one or the bone one?
It's worth noting you couldn't do 6:30 or 11:57 because it's not going that far.
But I thought if I could go to like 1 o'clock, something might click. And then
I
I
see what you're saying.
Like unlocking a safe, or it might unlock the next movement, is what I'm thinking. I'll do it with the wooden one just to add a bit of flavour. Okie
dokie, so blah blah blah, changes knife, whatever. Goes to 1 o'clock and you hear nothing. Do you wish to carry on?
Yeah, I might try turning it the other way, like you would with the safe, and trying to go to 6:30.
Okie dokie. You try to turn it the other way and it doesn't budge.
How much have we inspected the wooden dagger? Is there anything hidden within it?
I mean, I checked the shape of the handles and if there's anything on the end and for any engravings, but I'm willing to give it another look, another investigation.
Okay. So you mage hand the dagger back to you. Investigation check.
Investigation. That is 11.
11. It looks like a pretty plain wooden handled dagger. Something that would be used on the battlefield, but it's not, particularly fancy or anything like that.
Can Greg investigate the shields? Because I don't get why there's just one shield each side of the door. So I just want to see if there's anything going on with those.
So they are okay. Investigation check.
Not going to be high enough, I don't think. 9 plus 2, so 11.
Okay. You approach the shields and have a look at them, and at first glance, they appear to be red. However, up close, you do notice that maybe red wasn't their original colour.
Okay. Could this have anything to do with the heart and the spade both being a similar shape to the shield? And the fact that they didn't have writing on? Could it be something to do with that there's 2 axes?
Before you go any further, Mike or Greg, can you roll me an intelligence check?
That is a 16 plus... What's my intelligence? Plus 2. So 18.
Plus 2. 18. So coming back to the shields, you notice that they weren't originally red. You can see that this is maybe you can see a little bit of under the redness.
Mm-hmm.
With your intelligence, though, you glean that the red would be blood.
What? So they've been painted with blood, almost.
That they are covered in blood.
Oh god, Bong's a vampire.
Just asking, is it common for shields to be covered in blood? Because these are.
Can I take some water from my water skin and then just a bit of cloth or something and just try and wipe the blood off?
Here we go.
You try, but the blood has been there for quite a while. It's painted in blood, so you could, you're not going to be able to just wash this off.
There we go.
I'm going to take the wooden dagger and I'm going to plunge it into the shield. I'm going to try and attack the shield with it.
Wow, interesting. Okie dokie.
As if I'm trying to slay a vampire of sorts.
Interesting. Can you roll me an attack roll then?
Attack. That is a... Do I get any pluses on that at all? Or...
Would be just your normal, whatever you're attacking with. I assume that are you using Mage Hand to attack?
Nah, I'm going to use me, and then probably regret it.
Good old fashioned hands. So you.
I normally
what did you get? Sorry?
I normally get +5 on my attacks. So I'm guessing with the dagger, would it still be +5?
Yeah, if you've got
proficiency with small weapons, which I imagine you would probably.
Simple weapons.
Simple weapons or finesse weapons.
Yeah.
I'm sure you definitely have finesse because you're a rogue.
Finesse.
Yeah. Well, I've rolled a 16, and if it's plus my hit bonus, it's an extra 5, so it's 21.
So you hit the shield. It doesn't do any significant damage, as you would expect. What kind of shield would take damage from a dagger? But some of the blood that's painted on it does come off, and is now stuck on the dagger.
Oh, magic! Try again.
Try again. Stab the lock again.
Feed the lock with the blood.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll put the with Mage Hand. I'll retreat behind the table again, and then Mage Hand the wooden dagger into the lock, and try and turn it again. See if I get any further.
You put the Mage Hand the dagger into the lock, and you turn it, and it gets to 125 degrees, and it continues to turn until it gets to 180, and it clicks.
Hey!
Nice. I'll go try the door handle then. I'll try the door handle with the Mage Hand.
You do all the Mage Hand in from behind the table, and then you just wander up.
Yeah. Nah, fuck it. Got that sorted, lads. Now I'm going to Mage Hand to see if I can push the door open.
You managed to push the door. And
wow.
it creaks open.
Awesome. I'll send Vin in again, just on the other side of the door, see what he can see.
Go on,
before
Vin.
Reporting to the rest. Go on, Vin.
Okay. Room number 4.
It's like our sacrificial lamb, isn't he?
What's
Yeah,
the
he's
point
not
in a familiar if...
Not taking any damage yet.
Yeah.
Room number 4. Yes, another rectangular room awaits you, or in this case, Vin. This one even more simple than last. It's pretty much bare at this point. A table and a grandfather clock yet again await you. Door to the east, leading out of the room. The only decorations that Vin notices are 4 paintings on the north wall. And that's it. That's all I'm going to say.
Can you just do a quick sweep for traps? Just a quick sort of run around the room. I'm assuming there won't be at this point.
Yeah,
but...
he runs around the room, no traps.
Cool. I'll say to the rest of the guys, right, we're clear to go in. We're all good.
Hooray!
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Dice and Desire. We really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave us a review. Also, go check out our Instagram and Twitter pages. The handle for both is Dice and Desire. So, until next time, stay safe, adventurers.
In a world besieged by darkness, torn apart by hatred, where the cruel, the wicked, and the heartless rule over all, Romancing the Dungeon is an epic tale of 4 legendary heroes who unite in the name of love, unity, and friendship to bring light and hope back into the world.
Are you serious? Those 4 wouldn't know what love is even if it was tattooed on their asses. You got the wrong show if you think these 4 are love experts. I'm the only love expert you need, so we're doing this my way. If you desire romance, we got it.
Ah, there's my favorite person.
Morning.
How you doing, Angel?
Great.
Come here, and I sort of get in real close, and I like lips sort of purse, but I flutter my lips and give a little like.
And if you love drama, we got that too.
I need you to find and kill Eugenia Flatstone. I need her heart.
Okay, well we haven't. I think it's been a while since we've done the heart thing. How am I supposed to get that to you? Because I don't think walking around with an old lady's heart is gonna go well for me personally.
If action is your passion, well, there's plenty of that as well.
For my bonus action, I'm going to use Blessing of the Raven Queen to go behind the other guy.
Okay.
And basically come up behind him with a dagger to his neck to get him to stop.
God damn. What the fuck happened to you in the woods?
Join Thane, Thea, Nate, and Hephaestus as they put their hearts and my reputation on the line in a race to rescue an eccentric bride from the clutches of evil, battle against the insatiable forces of darkness, and try not to die along the way, I suppose.
I start taking my clothes off.
Okay.
And I take a blanket from the bed, and I wrap it around me, and I start following the steps, and I go, I'm a greasy little peanut. I'm a greasy little peanut. I'm a greasy little peanut.
Oh, for the love of... I don't even know why I bother.
Romancing the Dungeon, a softcore D&D podcast about 4 heroes on a quest for true love and discovering what that really means for them. Available wherever good podcasts are found.
Good podcasts? Well, that's blatant false advertising.